So I should just be able to... Right here. Nope. It's not right there. I don't know where it is. It should be right there. Over here. Alright, does this thing just not exist anymore? I know I can always check. I don't know why it's not there. It should be there. Okay, it's all the way to the right. That's why I was not seeing it, because it's all the way to the right. You have to go out of your way to find it. Okay, it's not real! What do you fucking mean? It would have been faster to do this the other way. I'm gonna stand right here. Going a straight... I'll just do it the other way. Fine, I'll do it again if you want me to. What is the exact trajectory of this fucking bridge? It's literally straight! You go straight! Why was it taking me off of the bridge? I went right- I was going in a straight line! I will stand right here, and I will go in a straight line! Are we good now? No! It doesn't- it's a straight line! And now I'm dead? Can I speed it up from here? I sure can. I have found many a thing, in fact. So here's what we need to do. Is I want to be up that way. I want to be up the thing. It feels very relevant that I should be there. So, I'm going to send the bridge to, or send the boat to the other side, and then go all the way around. If I could. Can I, like, momentum the thing? Have it drift all the way over there? I'd like it to, anyway. I haven't tried this yet at all, in fact. I want to make sure it hits the other side. I don't really have a better vantage point. It's fine because I'll be able to retract it from the opposite side. Okay. Why do that exactly? Because it feels very relevant that I should be inside the weird bell structure and not inside some random-ass tower. So I want to be over there. You know, the thing that the entire vault is kept inside of? Like, why would that not be relevant? Isn't that not the whole point, is to open the damn thing? I have to send the boat to the other side so I can ride it from that side, bring it over, then extinguish the flame, and then ride it back. Because if I am doing everything in that area from the location that I'm in, I'd be in the Cinder Isles Tower, and that's not where I want to be. I don't know why I need to be in the bell, but that's just what feels relevant. Like, if this thing that I'm inside of is not relevant to the game, where it's the entire thing that's been building up to, then I don't fucking know. I was fooled by Feldspar being relevant in the main game, so who the fuck knows what I'm doing? But it really feels like I'm building towards something right now. Especially since I get to this point. I get to this point in the river and it starts playing Travelers at me. It really feels like I'm somewhere relevant right now. It's only ever played that part of the song when I'm on this part of the river. Okay. See, now I am in this location. My body is up there. And the boat is on this side. I can now do this to bring the boat back to me. I explained it several times why I was doing this. Now I can extinguish this from this side. My body is up there now, and not back there. And then I can take the boat back. This thing. We're gonna drop it over here. We will go across the very straight pathway that is totally real and absolutely a straight pathway. Let me extinguish the second flame. So, is this... There's several ways I could go about doing this. And I don't know which way I want to do it. But we ball. Perfect. Exactly the way I wanted that to work. Which is why I wanted to be here, so I could take the elevator back down. I told you exactly what I was doing. I don't know how you thought it was confusing at all. It's exactly what I wanted to do. Thing is that this is not gone. I was hoping that would turn off this light somehow. Actually, no, I'm fine. I'm technically dead right now. Cool. Alright, everybody. The moment you've been waiting for. It's very dark in there. Wait, hold on. What's the fucking song? I gotta find a song. Wait. I forget the name of the song. I wish I knew it off the top of my head. It's just called The Door, the name of the song. Telescope. Chandler, please, and thank you. Sup? Yo, what up? I've heard your name, but I don't know what it means. I'm closing OBS. I'm minimizing it. Who are you? Aha! That's why it's open. That's a bit extreme, don't you think? Me when I just unplug the eye of the signal plug that plugs up the signal. And then they plug it back up again. The one person who still believed in the religion. Vision torch. Ah, I hold the button. I hold the button. And fucked up teleportation technology put them right in the center of the bramble. Brian, look out! Didn't even stand a chance. Me too. I'd be screaming like that too. If I found that my civilization fucked me up like that. So, I suppose that's it then. Can I... Can't do nothing. I mean, if I meditate till next loop, that really does meditate till next loop. So I'm going to reopen OBS now. I can see chat again. I didn't see any footsteps. Follow it literally. I mean... Following it literally would have been going back up to the surface because that projection was on the surface. And I would have sailed down the river again. That's not what this is. That's not what the projection showed. Because that's what I was about to go do. Are you telling me to follow metaphorical footsteps or actual physical footprints on the ground? Because I said I don't see them on the ground, and then you said follow it literally, and I'm like, I'm gonna follow it literally because they're in the vision. They're setting sail on the raft, and the vision's next to the raft. So I'm gonna go on the raft, and then you said no, that's not right. I did not see these. I was not looking there. I was looking at this. And my camera the entire time was at this height. I didn't see it. My fucking fire extinguisher was holding it. I feel like I could have jumped in the water literally anywhere. Yeah? It's loading something. All right, everybody, who's ready for sand? High five! I met one of the stranger's inhabitants who was imprisoned within the vault. The prisoner showed me a vision revealing the actions they took that resulted in their eternal confinement. I used the vision torch to share my knowledge of the solar system's history with the prisoner. The prisoner left one final vision for me by the water's edge as a farewell. You can use the marker feature to track the vessel. That's neat. I mean, I know how to get there, but, like, I can do that, too. I mean, view entries. Wait. I mean, that's escape pod 3. The vessel up here. Sick. Alright, who's ready for sand? We love sand. Alright, that'll be good enough. That's plenty of time. Yeah, I even wasted some time. I had plenty of time. Alright, we're good. Oh, and it's perfect timing. Please let me in. Let me in. It's perfect timing. Let me in. Please. It's this one. I stand right here. Yes. Yes! You couldn't have timed it any better. Call me crazy. It's only been a little over 2 months since I beat the game. Normally. This already feels very nostalgic. Go up. Alright, you're coming with me. Yoink. Alright, well, who needs the ship anyway? We're going on a bigger ship. I remember. I'd say kill you is an understatement. I wait until the eggs show up. I always wait till the eggs show up because I don't want to, like, accidentally wake them up. Alright, now I know I'm safe. Fuck that, no, my skeleton. Ugh. Alright. Let me play a good old game of Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs. No! Don't do that. Fucking go. That's right, right? That's right. And send it! I mean, when I'm a quantum moon and I'm quantuming all over the place. Can't tell where's the fucking glass. I mean, when I'm a quantum moon and I look away and there's no quantum moon anymore. I don't particularly see that. It would be cool if it was there. Left. I am looking left. Unsure. Yippee! May sent me an image of it. How am I even supposed to see that? I probably did see that. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger than that. I also have not been conditioned to use my signal scope in the last, like, 15 hours of gameplay, so if I needed to use my signal scope to see it, I don't know. It's supposed to be like a green dot out in the wilds, as you could say. Even if I did see it, I wouldn't have known that's what it was, because that's not what I saw in the visions. It was a lot more, like, flashy. Do I do the thing again? Alright, off you go, little buddy. On your own adventure. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of years from now. Have fun. And here we are again. I've always wanted to move around in here. It doesn't let you. Me when I'm lore explaining. What was the point of that fucking, flower that we saw? There should be the DLC painting. Interesting. I'm seeing nothing different right now. Radio tower painting. Radio tower on Timber Hearth was built to receive transmissions from our deep space satellite and housed some of the last ever photos taken of the entire solar system. One of these photos revealed the existence of an invisible ring, a ring world inhabited by a species whose presence in our solar system predated even the Nomai. The species traveled from a nearby star system in search of the eye of the universe, but, horrified by what they discovered, decided to block the eye's signal so that no one else would ever find it. One individual, however, rebelled against the decision and was able to briefly release the eye's signal back into space before being caught and imprisoned in solitude for this betrayal. And that little spark is what brought the Nomai here. The signal being blocked off, the Nomai were so confused as to why the eye of the universe stopped making a signal. And then it fucked everyone up. You're so right. There was a little bit of an echo, wasn't there? Mean when I'm gonna walk into a galaxy and destroy everything. Whee! Trillions dead. Trillions. All of them. You know, having chat open for this part is a different experience because I had chat off for the first time. I can't use it yet. Now I can, I think. Now I can. So you know what happened last time? Let me explain, because I fucking was so immersed in the moment, I didn't see everyone's reaction until after the fact, where for like 2 minutes straight, chat was like, what the fuck is Chandler doing? It looked like I could, like, go to the top of, like, whatever the quantum rock was. And then when I went up there, I was out of view of the quantum rock, and then I was out of view of the floor. So I was just kind of floating for no reason. I don't feel bad because I watched Point Grow's full playthrough, and he did the exact same thing. Yo, what up? We went on the campfire. Fucking, what's the extend button? No. Yes? Good. was not jumping over. Wasn't you up? I still think doing that's a little bit strange. Where's the hammock? Game. There we go. Now you can wait. We'll get to you in a moment. Go. I said go. It's the left, right? It's the left. When I'd watched Point Crow's playthrough of Outer Wilds, he fucking didn't pull out the signal scope during this point, and he was just in the ship not listening to the song. It was a lot more impactful if you listened to the song as you're approaching it. Ah, I see. There we go. It wasn't doing it for a second. I don't know why. I was doing the controls, it just wasn't happening. I don't know why. When my kind found the eye and realized what it was capable of, they were terrified. It was too difficult of a truth. Like a light too bright to look upon directly, it burned them. What they could not unlearn was hidden away in darkness, obfuscated, then lost. They did not want to see their story end. My kind weren't always like this. We weren't always so afraid. I did what I could to set things right, yet I am still of my kind. And you know now what they did. I cannot promise our fear won't stain your mind. And so a choice. Are you certain you want to remember me? Join us. Let's see what happens. I don't want to repeat my kind's mistakes, but if you're willing to take the risk, then so am I. I hadn't dared to hope that anyone would hear the signal for how briefly I set it free, yet here we are. Are you ready for the final step? And it's time. Time to send our spark into the darkness. What do you say? Time, buddy? Ready to start the music? This should be cool. What do you say then? Should I get the old harmonica? Here goes nothing. Shall I begin? Oh then, here I go. Can't wait to play with the whole group again. Can I start? I won't let you down. Should I begin? You got it. I'll do my best. Conscious observer has entered the eye. I wonder what happens now. Is it time to find out? I did not do that the first time. I still wish this went on for longer. Got it a little close, don't you think? It worked out alright in the end, I suppose. I hope there are beasties in the next one. I tell you what, this has been really fun, and I get to help make something pretty cool, so I've got no complaints. I mean, not me exactly, but close enough. Kind of thing that makes you glad you stopped and smelled the pine trees along the way, don't you know? Even if it's over now, I had a good time learning. But I think the rules are about to change. I learned a lot today, by the end of everything. The past was the past, but now... but that's, you know, that's okay. It's never really gone completely. The future is always built on the past, even if we won't get to see it. Still, it's, time for something new now. I believe we've reached the end of our journey. All that remains is to collapse the innumerable possibilities before us. It's tempting to linger on this moment while every possibility still exists. But unless they are collapsed by an observer, they will never be more than possibilities. How beautiful. It's different than I envisioned. Whatever happens next, I do not think it is to be feared. I admire your curiosity, friend. Let's find out together. I did. I talked to everybody. Thought I talked to everybody anyway. If I did, then that's, it. Oops. I meant to. Thought I did. And thus reconcludes Outer Wilds. Is there anything left? Are there any other credits changes or anything like that? Well, it is impossible to skip the credits. So, since I had already seen the credits, I could probably talk about a little bit of things. I had already really enjoyed Outer Wilds. It was an incredibly unique experience I have not seen anywhere else. And when I was told that there was an entire game's worth of game inside this game for Echoes of the Eye, I expected it to be a little bit longer. Outer Wilds took 8 streams to get through, and this has taken 3.5, or 2.5, because this is the 3rd stream, and I'm only like 2.5 hours into it. And normally I've been streaming this for like 4 hours to 5 hours. So I was expecting there to be a lot more to this. So I'm slightly disappointed by that. But it's not that big of a disappointment in the end. I was thinking before doing all the rest of this that I did not like Echoes of the Eye more than the base game because it didn't really expand upon everything the way I thought it would. Because I went into this having absolutely zero expectations of what could possibly be happening in this, because Outer Wilds was its own self-contained story in this solar system. I had no idea how it would change. All Echoes of the Eye is just extra context, which was an amazing playthrough because Outer Wilds has great exploration and great puzzle solving. You could just not play Echoes of the Eye, and I think you would miss nothing, in my opinion. It's just context for how everything else began, because all you knew from the end of Outer Wilds is that the Nomai heard the signal of the Eye of the Universe, and then it stopped transmitting a signal, and that's how everything started. You never knew how the signal started transmitting and then stopped transmitting, but I never questioned it a single time in my playthrough. I just took it at the value of this happened and then it stopped happening. Was the Eye of the Universe just that old that it stopped putting out a signal? I was like theory crafting a bunch of different things in my head of what could have possibly happened to make the Eye of the Universe stop transmitting a signal. And literally the equivalent of what happened is someone took the lid off of the cookie jar, and all of the elks were like, "That guy's taking his cookies! Stop it!" And then they locked him up for taking the cookies. So that they put the lid back on the cookie jar. And then they got locked up for that. Like, that's literally what happened. That is the exact thing that happened. So, I think the reasoning is a little bit stupid, but it's fine. It's okay. I really like the different gameplay mechanics for Echoes of the Eye. The signal scope was such a main focus of Outer Wilds that I thought it was strange that the signal scope is not used at all. You use it at the very, very beginning to find the signal for the satellite to get to the stranger, and then it's never used again. But yeah, they really hate that thing. They didn't want to know the truth. You know, the saying, ignorance is bliss? That's really what they were doing, is like, we now know the Eye of the Universe is going to end everything. Fucking shut it down, pretend we never saw it. Lock up any believers who still believe. And then the Nomai came over, and they were all looking for stuff, and then the Interloper Comet came by, wiped everyone out. I really liked how the story was told through Echoes of the Eye. I liked that Outer Wilds was text-based, and I liked that the DLC was picture-based, because it separates the two. But seeing a lot of things play out was very cool, especially in the segment where you're transporting your memories onto the prisoner. And you get to see everything play out like that. That was very, very cool. It does tie everything together. Oh, it's dark because I haven't touched the controller. I was like, why is it dark? Interesting. I don't know what the hell that means. Now there's two different civilizations instead of just ant people. Now there's another civilization of the goober people. I don't really know why that would be the case. In the whole, I guess they got a new life. In the grand scheme of everything, because the owl elk people were so far removed from everybody, no one ever knew about them. They were technically completely irrelevant and also entirely relevant at the same time. And that's Outer Wilds Echoes of the Eye. The game is now fully 100% complete. I have now seen everything there is to see in Outer Wilds. I have thought about and listened to Travelers a lot over the last, like, 2 months. And Sereen's background was also slightly different. It looked relatively similar to me, but I didn't really notice anything different other than the other person with the lantern. I could just be wrong. You can send me a comparison if you want. But I was thinking about this game. I've been thinking about this game a lot before going back to Echoes of the Eye, just because it took me a little bit. I had an entire, like, extra segment that I edited into the ending to Outer Wilds that explained a lot of my thought process. There was a whole village down the valley. I wasn't looking there. I was looking at the lantern person. So I missed it. I'm being sent an image. Should be, this is the first one. This is what it looks like normally if you do the ending the normal way and you see the people in the corner. And then the other one is this one, where you see the person with the lantern, but then down in the bottom left-hand corner, there is, like, a thriving civilization down there. Instead of having it just be just a bunch of trees down there. So it's a more complete image. Now, I saved it to a folder, and then it saved the second image to not the same folder for some reason. I had to resave the image. I don't know what else there is to say about the game, because I kind of poured my heart out at the end of Outer Wilds itself. But I really enjoyed Echoes of the Eye for what it was. I recommend that you do play it because it's fun. But also, still, at the same time, in my personal opinion, I felt like if I didn't play this, I would not have missed out on much. But I'm glad that I did play it anyway, because it was still really cool to figure things out, and the game was a little bit more scary. Going into the simulation gave me the same feeling that going into Dark Bramble gave me, which is terror, and that's a good thing. So it did that. It did that correctly. And a whole bunch of other things. I could just repeat myself for an hour. It is a beautiful tragedy. I agree. It's like they, like, learned the truth and just hid away from the entire rest of the world. I do think that the entirety of my Outer Wilds original playthrough of all 8 streams of that, the stranger was always there. This was always Outer Wilds Echoes of the Eye. I was always playing the Echoes of the Eye version, and the stranger was always there the whole time, and I never found it. I think that was very, very cool. They demolished their whole home to reach the Eye. They didn't like what they found, and they shut themselves away from the world in a dream. Precisely. Like, all they did was just live inside a dream world of their old home, but then, like, what else could they do? All they could really do was just, like, walk around and sing and walk around. Like, they found out that trying to dream inside their own dream kills them. So, like, they could literally do absolutely nothing while being trapped in there. I do want to have everyone listen to something really quick. I can find this. So, I will say that I knew of the existence of the prisoner. I just didn't know what that meant. Because trying to look up any version of Travelers has, or most versions of Travelers, I should say, has the name The Prisoner in the title of the video. So it's like, I knew what the prisoner was, I didn't know what they were, what they looked like, who they were, anything about them. I just knew the name. So now I know the entire context behind that. I will say I have heard the instrument that they use in Travelers, but not in Travelers itself. I do want to look at that. I will look at that later. First, let me do this. Let me open up a different YouTube tab. Let's do this. I want to get a good listen to this. The version I found of this just fades everything out, which I also like. Let me find... That was Encore Extended. There. So at the very end... Hold on. Yeah, I've been sent this instead. Solanum and the Prisoner play in harmony for 10 minutes. At the end of Outer Wilds, I felt like I had a semi-controversial opinion about Travelers. Because the song is played throughout the entire game, and it's all with the different friends that you talk to and see throughout your whole journey. And then you do all the Quantum Moon stuff, and then Solanum is just also there. And at the time, I felt like it was very strange that Solanum was there, because the entire thing is supposed to be a campfire song, and then you start hearing piano in it. And then it just, like, who's lugging the whole-ass piano over to the campfire? Who's going out in the middle of the woods, and someone's got their banjo and their harmonica, and, like, a little bit of a bongos that they can hold in their hands, and then a whistle, and then someone drags in, on wheels, a whole-ass grand piano to start fucking playing the song at the campfire. It's a staff thingy, but it's the piano. It makes piano noises. At the time, I didn't really like the inclusion of Solanum in the song, because I already felt like the song felt really complete as the campfire song that it was. As I've listened to the song more and more, I do like it still. Like, I think I said in the original video, about the music app on my phone. I did at one point have a little, like, mini piano app on my phone at one point. I mean, I guess. Sure. Whatever. Fucking... If I wanted to see... I've always loved the piano. I said in that video, the original ending to Outer Wilds, the piano is my favorite instrument. I love the piano. One of my favorite songs of all time is the song Memory from Super Paper Mario, and I learned how to play, like, the first handful of notes of that song on piano. as I will now do. It wasn't this exactly. It might have been this. It might have been this video, honestly. Yeah, this. And then you can just loop that forever. I did learn how to play that on the piano. And I think I still know how, I just don't have a thing on me. At one point, I was, like, invested in the piano enough that I think my mom had literally bought me an actual, like, full keyboard. And then I used it one time, because I just never felt like actually putting in the effort to learn an instrument. I just like the instrument as a concept. I had a music class in high school that I just did not give a single shit about. It was about, like, learning how to play different instruments and doing a bunch of different things, and literally every single class I had, all I would do is that we had the keyboards, and I would take headphones and plug headphones into the keyboard so I can hear the piano by myself. And there was a bunch of different instruments that you could set the keyboard to, and one of them was literally a timpani. And I'm like, playing Memory from Super Paper Mario on a timpani? Now that's crazy. And all I would do was just sit and play that the whole time, and I just did not care what my teacher told me to do, because I just didn't care. There's an assignment, completely off topic from the video game in hand. There was an assignment, where, I think about this a lot for no reason. There was an assignment, that we had in that class, where we had to present our favorite song, and then, like, talk about it, and have the class, like, talk about it, like, how they felt listening to the song. At the time, I was very, very tempted to play Megalovania, because that is my favorite song. I didn't. What I wanted to do instead was something that would feel a little bit more impactful, so I chose Hopes and Dreams instead. But Hopes and Dreams, it was the Hopes and Dreams Save the World Final Goodbye version of the song, which was like 7 minutes long. And my teacher cut it off halfway through, at like the 3-minute mark. And I never got to hear the whole thing. And that still pisses me off to this day. But I guess too bad. But I will still sometimes think about that scenario of, like, what if I played a different song in that? I honestly feel like, if Outer Wilds was not a video game in, like, 2017, however, if Outer Wilds was a video game in 2017, when I had that class, I probably would choose this song. This song in specific to have in that scenario. But I still think about the scenario. I didn't even like the teacher very much, because he was like a serious hardcore music teacher, and I did not care about trying to learn any of the instruments in the class. That's never what I wanted. I think I was forced into the music class in the first place. But, I don't know. Completely off topic, but I wanted to talk about that. Thing is, I think the version of Travelers with the prisoner in it now sounds like a more complete version of the song than when Solanum was the new instrument in the song. Because now I feel like the prisoner's instrument complements Solanum's instrument, which goes into the rest of the song. Because now it feels even more melancholic, I guess. Because those sad strings, it definitely adds an even bigger mood of melancholy into the song that already kind of felt like that in the first place. When I say I have heard the Traveler's instrument before, I didn't hear it in Travelers, after I finished Outer Wilds, like, pretty much, like, a day or even that night, I did watch the video from Scruffy about Outer Wilds' music. They didn't cover any of the Echoes of the Eye stuff in there at all, but I did watch that video. And then I was looking at different versions of Travelers. I will say, full disclosure, I had heard it in the Lethal Company stuff on accident, because it was accidentally picked by someone a couple times. But I didn't hear it all the way through. I only heard like a couple notes, because it cycles through the emote. When you pick the emote in Lethal Company, it picks one instrument at a time, and then it cycles all the way back through. So it was cycled. I didn't do it, but someone had cycled it over to that, and I had heard it a couple times there. But not that entirely. I had heard it in its entirety in something else, because I was looking at different versions of Travelers on YouTube after I finished the game. Something like that. But I found... I got rid of it. I have to go back to it. I found a Siva Gunner upload of Travelers that when I first heard the first few notes, I lost my fucking mind. I could... Wait, well... I could keep listening to that, but I'm gonna prevent myself from listening to that. I keep closing out of Traveler's Encore. I need to have that as its own tab. Extended. Damn it. Traveler's Encore Extended. Damn it. But I could listen to that. Fucking... I shared that on Discord. I did. Yeah. As I put that in Discord, like, the day after I beat Outer Wilds. And I kept listening to it, because I knew that... I didn't know if that instrument in the song was particularly the thing that would play in the DLC, or just something made up for the Brit, because Siva Gunner just does whatever the hell in all of that stuff. But the name of that video was called Traveler's Timber Hearth. Just look up Timber Hearth Travelers, and you'll see the Siva Gunner upload for that. And with Tarrytown also being one of my favorite songs of all time from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, that song already means a lot to me, and having it being played with the Traveler's Instruments, in my brain I couldn't stop hearing, like, after the events of Tears of the Kingdom, and everyone is finally home safe, and the fucking darkness has been banished, and the fucking dragon explodes. Because who knows whatever the hell else is gonna happen in that timeline. They probably won't get an answer. But everyone is safe, and everyone goes back to Tarrytown, and they're all playing the instruments, and, like, I don't know, like, Link is, like, on the whistle because he whistles, and fucking Zelda is on, like, I don't know, the harmonica, and they have the like, fucking Yonobo or whatever on the bongos, and etc. I don't know, just, like, thinking of the Tears of the Kingdom cast, like, sitting in Tarrytown celebrating their victory, around the campfire in the middle of town, playing the song. It's like, yep, that's beautiful, alright. When you played the DLC, you noticed the instruments and thought, I had a thought behind it for the Traveler's theme. Did I? I probably did. That was a couple weeks ago. Also, I've now sat on the title screen for so long that all of the stars are fucking dead. There are 2 of them. So yeah, I probably had an inkling, as to what that instrument could be for. And then it turned out it was for this. All in all, to attempt to wrap things up so I don't speak for another several hours, if I don't speak for another several hours, Outer Wilds is a fantastic game. It is not my favorite game. I mean, I can keep rambling. I had a whole bit planned that I just didn't do because I was invested in the game. Outer Wilds is a fantastic game that is not my favorite game, but I completely understand why it is someone's favorite game, why it would be someone's favorite game, because there's very amazing stuff for the storytelling. Hey, this is me speaking in editing. I promise this section of me speaking in the editing of the video is not going to take as long as the last time I was speaking in editing in the video. I just want to go into more detail, because sometimes I'll think of things that I wanted to say, and then I'll keep speaking and then forget to say those things. Like I said just now, Outer Wilds is not my favorite game, but I understand why it is someone's favorite game. It takes a lot to become my favorite game, and my favorite game outside of Undertale and Deltarune and whatever that's gonna be in the future is actually Minecraft, and that might feel like a really cliche thing to say. I haven't, like, fully played Minecraft in, like, many, many years now, because I've just been doing so many other things, and I did do a full playthrough on the stream, like, a couple years ago. But just, like, the whole thing with Minecraft, and I found out about it from my cousins as a kid, and Minecraft, outside of Pokemon TCG Online, was the origin of my username, Pokeball35. I made the username Pokeball35 for that game, and then when I got a Minecraft account, I needed a username for it, so I called it Pokeball35, and I've been Pokeball35 ever since, because I never wanted to change it. But, playing the game, young in 2012 or whatever, or maybe even younger, 2011, I forget, with my cousins, and playing with all my friends. The person who gifted me Outer Wilds to play for this playthrough is my childhood best friend, who we also bonded as a kid over Minecraft. We used to be fans of all of the classic Minecraft YouTubers, and I was a huge fan of Beijing Canadian, and I played, like, years and years and years worth of Minecraft survival games up until, like, 2015, 2016 or something like that, and I was a big player on the Mineplex server, and stuff like that. And I had so many amazing childhood memories with Minecraft, and then even just playing survival as well. I know Minecraft has been changing so many times over the years, to the point where it's still Minecraft, but also not as recognizable as when I played it as a kid. There was a specific vibe back then, but I still love Minecraft. Even if I haven't regularly played Minecraft with my friends in many years now, it's very hard to top Minecraft as my favorite game. But that's not to say, like, Outer Wilds is a bad game, because it's not a bad game. It's still probably in, like, the absolutely top 100, probably top 50 of my favorite games of all time. This game was just so incredibly interesting and engaging all the way through. And I hold it in high regards with a lot of other games that I played for the first time on this channel. Omori, One Shot, etc., etc., games like that. There's a lot of really great experiences I've been able to play for the first time on this channel, and I greatly appreciate any support any of these series have gotten. I just wanted to name specifically the whole thing. Like, the thing that really caught me during my first ever stream of Outer Wilds was launching off of Timber Hearth and seeing the entirety of the expanse of the solar system. You could see all the planets in the distance, and I loved being able to fly over to the planets, and you could land on them and explore them. They're so far out in the distance, and with the way video games are, it doesn't really feel like you'd be able to do that. But, like, when you approach, as an example, approaching Ember Twin, and you see, I think that was one of, aside from Giant's Deep, I think that was the first planet I went to, besides that one, like right after Giant's Deep, if I remember correctly, and I was mesmerized by being able to fly up close to the planet, and, like, everything just, like, fades behind me, and, like, the entirety of Ember Twin that used to be so small is now this massive expanse that I can explore, and that was incredibly cool. And Echoes of the Eye doesn't have any of that. It's a completely different experience of the stranger is completely invisible when you walk up, or when you fly up to it. So there's that. But, like, Echoes of the Eye did not have the same stuff that I enjoyed from exploring Outer Wilds itself. But exploring inside the Stranger was still a very cool experience, and finding out everything about the Owl people was an incredibly interesting experience. It's just that I do not prefer Echoes of the Eye as a standalone thing compared to Outer Wilds as a standalone thing. Even though both of these things are supposed to be one interwoven game, but Echoes of the Eye is a DLC expansion that's out of the way of the main game that you physically have to go out of your way to find. It is very, very unlikely you will ever find the Stranger in a regular playthrough without knowing about it. I was thinking about this, and I also didn't mention this during the playthrough, that it felt like Echoes of the Eye could have just been its own standalone sequel and not a DLC added into Outer Wilds, because it doesn't taint it necessarily. It just doesn't hit the same for me personally as the rest of Outer Wilds. However, I did say I like the version of Travelers with the Prisoner in it, with Solanum and everyone else, because it feels like a more complete song and complete experience. Because I still love, my favorite version of the song is still the version with Esker, Gabbro, Feldspar, and Chert, and Rybeck. Is just that version of having it be a campfire song. That feels the most impactful to me as a song. However, the added instruments to the song with the theme of, what even is it? Really, like, accepting that things change and moving on from the past and accepting a new future, something along those lines. It definitely hits, and I will continue to listen to Travelers for many years to come. Even though Outer Wilds is not my favorite game of all time, that's a very high bar, I still like Outer Wilds a lot, and it's very, very good, and I still hold it in high regards, and still, with so many other of my favorite songs of all time, Travelers is absolutely up there. I've heard so much music in my lifetime of right now, 25 years, that having a favorite song is very hard to beat like, it's hard to beat some of my favorite songs of all time, but Travelers is definitely up there in some of my favorite songs I've ever heard in my lifetime. I hope that clears things up, and I don't want to make this video even longer than it already is, because if I keep talking, this video will be over 2 hours long. So I'm cutting it here, and you will now hear the rest of what I had to say about the game and future plans. Do it now? Alright, I mean, hold on. It has amazing storytelling, and does a lot of really cool things with the puzzles, and it's very, very cool. And I don't know how else to say it other than Outer Wilds is a very cool game, and Echoes of the Eye expands upon the story in a very cool way to bring all of the story completely full circle, of learning about the origin as to why the fucking Nomai came here in the first place. What I had wanted to do is, last night at work, I saw that a vendor had come by and dropped off some Pokemon cards because the section was empty, and I had grabbed a tin of the Prismatic Evolutions set, because that's like the crazy new set that everyone wants to get their hands on right now. And I'm like, you know what? I can just get this, and I wanted to open it during Outer Wilds, and I was gonna do it between resets. And then I just didn't do it between resets because I was invested in what I was trying to do. But since the ending to this is already long anyway, I have 2 packs of Prismatic Evolution to open. So, like, I'm gonna do that, I guess. Like, back here, it's more zoomed in. I have Amariz, Furfrou, a fucking Riolu, Friends and Paldia. I love this card. This card's awesome. This is an amazing card. Amazing art for this card. And there's a full art version of this that's also amazing. Seaking, I'm not on the reverses yet. Seaking, Kieran, we got a Screamtail. Next one's the reverse, is a Screamtail. Reverse, oh, it's a Pokeball, Iron Boulder. They have this extra rarity where there's like a Pokeball holographic on some of these cards and a Master Ball holographic on some of these cards, and I got a Pokeball holographic Iron Boulder. A regular, like, reverse holo Litleo. A Leafeon GX. It's something. This tin was Glaceon themed. So, there you go. The opposite. So, Leafeon GX, and then Grass Energy. I'll take a Leafeon GX. That's only one of the 2 packs. And, the other pack has Leafeon and Glaceon on it. This title screen is so destroyed. Like, all of the solar system is gone. We've got Goldeen, Hoot, Amariz again, Furfrou again, Slowking, Buddy Poffin, Bug Catching Net, Reverse Dunsparce, just Dunsparce, just normal Dunsparce Reverse, Cottony Reverse, and a Roaring Moon Holographic. Honestly, that's not bad. I got both, Screamtail and Roaring Moon out of this, and the Roaring Moon's hollow, and I got a GX out of it. So, like, worth the $10 for it. I was gonna do that between resets in the game, and then I just didn't because I was invested in what I was doing in the first place. Holy, plus 10 mult. It's so true. I think I have exhausted everything I can say about Outer Wilds other than the fact that the game is good. The game is good. At the end of playthroughs, I talk about what I'm gonna be doing next on the channel, and honestly, I was not expecting to beat the game today, and the final episodes of this will probably be going out during the week. I probably only maybe have like 2 episodes of this if I can condense them down properly, which should be just enough to end the week. Which means this playthrough would have only gone on for 3 weeks, right? Or 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The playthrough would have only gone on... I mean, I played it for 3 weeks, but the episodes would only be 2 weeks of episodes. I have not given any thought at all into what I'm doing next, to be perfectly honest. There's a couple things for playthroughs that I want to do, and I don't know if I'm going to have them be episodic or long play things. I will be doing Pikmin Squared soon, because I want to do that. The game Everhood, I really want to play. I haven't done it yet. I honestly could stream it tomorrow, and you might see it as like a long play thing over the weekend. I don't know. I think that game's not that long, but it involves a lot of stuff in it, so like I'd have to condense things down. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. I want to play through that. It's been on my backlog for like a year. May, in the chat, you know, one of the people who told me to play Outer Wilds in the first place, gifted that to me like a year ago, and I want to play through it. So there's that. And we do have confirmation of the Nintendo Switch 2 being a thing now, since Outer Wilds finishing the first time. So the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is happening April 2nd, and the Switch 2 probably won't release for another month or two after that. So I have a bunch of things that I could play to try and catch up on things on my backlog to when we get to the Switch 2 for Mario Kart 9, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and everything else, like Pokemon Legends ZA. We're gonna be getting the trailer for Legends ZA in, like, 2 weeks from now. Improved Outer Wilds performance. If the Switch 2 actually does somehow go back and make games more improved in terms of performance, I will load up... I'll do, like, a whole stream of, like, playing a bunch of games. Like, I'll play Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Age of Calamity is also a game that lagged a bunch. I could go back to this. Echoes of Wisdom had terrible performance. I liked that game a lot, but it had terrible performance. Scarlet and Violet, you never know. We'll see if anything happens with that. But there's gonna be a bunch of things that I probably want to get off my backlog before anything new that's coming out comes out. I also had mentioned in like a previous episode of this that there's a Hat in Time mod I really want to go back and play that came out last year, I think, that I never got a chance to play. So just expect some like older games on the channel, not necessarily like things on my Switch. Like other than this, like, oh, I need to commit to saying this out loud because I need to do it. Fucking, Bug Fables. Bug Fables The Everlasting Sapling had an update a couple months ago for new content that got added post-game. I need to play that. Expect me to do that at some point. Everything else is just like, I don't know. I don't think I need to do anything else here. But definitely Bug Fables. Expect me to return to Bug Fables. Again, I could ramble for another 15,000 minutes, but I don't need to do that. I think we are completely done with Outer Wilds. Game is good, and I do not regret playing it at all. This was all streamed live at twitch.tv/Pokeball35, link in the description down below. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so, because I do have a lot to offer, including this entire full 100% playthrough of Outer Wilds. Do achievement hunting? This game doesn't have achievements on Switch. I don't have that as an option. I'd have to buy the game again on Steam and replay the entire game on Steam to get the Steam achievements. The Switch doesn't have an achievement system. So, like, the achievements was playing the game to 100% completion. What am I saying? I have my full 100% playthrough of Outer Wilds and Echoes of the Eye, and you can check out everything else I have on the channel as well. And again, this is all streamed live at twitch.tv/Pokeball35, link in the description down below. Thank you all so much for watching this playthrough of Outer Wilds and Echoes of the Eye, and I will see you in whatever comes next.